Hey people, injured here, 3v3, Estia Province, blue team. Couple of Imperial Guard players. First up is young Wendi with a Lord Commissar. Strong offense and support fights in melee combat begins with a refractive shield, likes to wave his sword around as you can see. On the other side of the map is Saint Kelly with a Lord General. Fights in ranged combat begins with a retinue of stormtroopers. Can add to these guys throughout the game, giving him more ability, strong defense and support, and a fancy purple colour scheme over here. Between them is Nightmare with a Farseer, support hero that fights in melee combat. Some powerful buffs, debuffs and control abilities. Looks like the Oathway DLC over here. Red team then, NoRealFilter is a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Powerful offense and disruption, fights in melee combat. And there's some Humies over there, can add to his cloak of human skin maybe. Caps the VP alongside some Space Marines. This is warmasterant and a Force Commander. Very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Being chased though by power melee wielding Howling Banshees. Uses the battle cry, which is also dodged. 2v1 against him here pretty much. Tactical Marines are going to be forced back. Banshees waiting for the battle cry to completely go, and the Force Commander must retreat. Alongside and rounding off the teams is Raver with a Techmarine. Starts off in ranged combat, can also support with structures and repair, even get into some melee. We've got some Imperial Fists. I think this is the DLC version. There's also an elite scheme. They have some cool schemes in this game. Now faces the Guard. Sentinel being repaired though, and Techmarine taking a whole bunch of lasgun fire. Meanwhile, west side, so many dead things. Look at the amount of dead Guardsmen. Heretics with a Doom Blast and they flee. CSM should have been trying to get into melee maybe a little bit sooner. Chaos Lord turns his attention to the Lord Commissar, and those Guardsmen duck into the bunker as you'd expect. Lord Commissar should probably go in there too. He's got a decent pistol on him. Good special attack. Does get in there. Maybe we'll see the combi flamer and a whole bunch of fire for those fellas. Chaos Lord is too big to take cover, so just kind of backs away here. Now taking a whole bunch more fire. And some repairs for the Chimera has been well managed so far by young Wendi at the end here. Decent stomp. Might get a model off these guys. Lord Commissar goes in. Has more energy for the shield, and it did drop a CSM model. Chaos Lord also might go down. In fact, look, we have some Dire Avengers in retreat path. They're going to try and get something done here. CSM with Eternal War though to maybe tie them up. Chaos Lord is on 14, 13, 12, 11 hit points. Got him down to 9, but the Chaos Lord does survive. There's a whole bunch of heretics now. Some Khorne worship, and look how quickly those Eternal War CSM ripped through those Dire Avengers in melee. That was pretty nuts. Here comes a Farseer and some Banshees, and I saw a Ranger shot there. He's a sniper infantry with some good utility and support. Can infiltrate themselves and other allies. Can also disrupt from long range and set up those Banshee charges. Which is why you saw those CSM flee as soon as they saw a Ranger shot. And Banshees bearing down on them. We have some shotgun scouts for warmasterant. And also, yes, for Raver too. Flamer, or Flamers on the Guards when they get 3 of them. And when they get to the power, they should be trying to focus down these scouts here. Flamers will do extra damage to units in cover. Looks like they are going to be forced off to just sheer bulk and steady durability of the Tactical Marines there. Should have been tying them up in melee though a lot sooner, I think. Scout's trying to chase down this Sentinel, but it should be able to get away. You can bash power though maybe. Mastercrafted bolter up on that Techmarine. What is this? Double CSM with Eternal War. They are pissed off that Lasguns took a model off them. Heavy Weapon Squad with a Heavy Bolter. Chaos Lord can deal with it by just dark haloing and worship, or just flanking around. There's plenty of room over there. Good stop. Got double Tactical Marines with that thing. A little bit sloppy there from warmasterant. Should there be a situation really where a Sentinel could just mosey on into double tax and hit both of them? I don't think there should be. You should be able to split your units a little bit better than that. Unless you got knocked over before that, or you're in melee or something. But didn't seem to be the case there. Just a little bit sloppy. And they lose a potential power bash for it. Shuriken now for Nightmare, being tied up by a Force Commander. Has around 40 DPS melee and a decent sidearm. Retreat grenade there from these fellas with their aspect, and And Assault Marine jump. This is warmasterant's assault squad. 400 hit points of heavy armor each. Around 25 DPS melee, I think. And they disrupt when they land. We'll give the Banshees a good fight, but it's a risky fight in Tier 1. Those power weapons, especially with Farseer buffs. Starts off with the Guide, of course, which increases damage and range. Do some nasty things if your Banshees can catch retreating heavy armor with Guide on them. Lord Commissar smacking around some heretics. Assault squad are going to be a real force here in Tier 1, as they often are. Supported by the Force Commander's battle cry as well. There's a heal from the Spirit Stones. Spiritual rights. Allowed the Banshees to stand up there, but they still couldn't deal with the Force Commander, Chaos Lord, and Assault Squad all in there. Had Ranger and Dire Avenger support as well. CSM will tear apart these artillery spotters in range with their Eternal War especially. How have they not lost the model yet? Give these guys a medal now before they die. They're going to retreat. Heretics are there. Oh, they didn't go on them though. Big missed opportunity there from NoRealFilter. Might have been able to kill those guys outright with a Doom Blast and some good melee attacks in there. Lots of action around this contested power. NoRealFilter applauding the spotter's ability to get away there, but I think it was your mistake, buddy. Chaos Lord gets away. These are some replacement heretics we see here for NoRealFilter. So lost some of them while I wasn't paying attention. That's a good kinetic pulse. Messes up those tacks. Banshees were not there to take advantage though. Not sure where they are right now. Healing up? Yeah. They're kind of healed. There's that shuriken. Suppression platform, much like the heavy bolter over here. Much more maneuverable, those shuriken fellas though. No sign of the medical sergeant. These guys... Nope, they already have that power. Thought they were going to bash it. Space Marine trying to go for a big old flank over there. 404. 423 as the players start to think about their Tier 2 options. In fact, St. Kelly with that Chimera up very soon. More than halfway done. Big old flank here by Raver. But St. Kelly is wise to it. Spotters can drop something on that big blob of Marines too. Lord General is there. What are these guys up to? What are they doing? They didn't get into... Oh, there we go. They were trying to melee these spotters. I think they were. Is that double tack flamers? No, it's single tack flamer. I thought they were going to melee the guardsmen. They're going to just walk through it. Went straight for the spotters. Here's a Chimera. Not a whole lot that Raver can do in Tier 1 against this thing. These Marines are very lucky to still have 3 models on 120 hit points. That is very lucky. You shouldn't even be shooting the Chimera really. Just bash power, buddy. There's that mastercrafted bolter. Will tear through guardsmen pretty fast, but hey, you can reinforce those guys pretty fast. Picking off towards the mid. Chaos Lord with the armor of the Inferno. Gets a decent kill to weaken and gets away. I mean, he's had a bunch of close escapes, but they have been escapes. He's been getting out of there. Some well-judged engagements, I guess. There's the incendiary shell from the Tier 2 spotters. And now the smoke shell to mess up their range and vision. Force Commander gets in there. That's a pretty good little charge. I thought he had armor of alacrity. Seems to be really moving there. Assault Squad also messing up those Dire Avengers, of course. Here comes a Chimera support from St. Kelly. This thing can also reinforce your units and the units of your allies. Can also get inside to transport them around. Lord General now has the medical sergeant. You see him there with a chainsword and a pistol and a white flak jacket. Don't expect a lot of combat out of him though. Like single digit DPS from that guy. But hey, he can give you medical packs. Gravity Blade from the Farseer, perhaps in response to those Assault Marines. Banshees, do you have your Exarch? No, you don't. Gone for the aspect of fleetness, not what you would expect against double Space Marines and some CSM. Raver down to just double tacks over there. Gets a Plasma Cannon Devastator squad up. Still no... Oh, there we go. Gonna say, still no real response to this Chimera, but we do have Missile Launcher Tactical Marines who are in bad shape. Banshees just got their Exarch, as you saw there. She gets 2 power swords. when she has aspect of fleetness, which is pretty fun for them. Bunch of suppression over here, some Ogrins now for Yang Wendi, and tier 3 for Saint Kelly. That's could be a very shrewd tech up there. His team seem to be in a decent position, have this slight upper hand, and tier 3, but just as I say that, power bashed completely on this side with missile flame attacks and a melter gun Techmarine. Double plasma cannon devastators. Maybe they can both come over here. Ogrins with their heavy melee are capping. 1-to-1 cap. Oh, that's the visibility spotter shell from these fellas. And they have the tier 3 upgrade queued up. Just gives them more damage on their basic shell, I believe. 390 to 341. Creeping barrage misses everything. Where is the other plasma cannon? Oh, it's right there, dumbass. Maybe they could have capped that power and noded it or something as well, not just bashed it. Looks like they're going for the contested power. Haven't seen the two Spaceman players fight alongside very often, and Raver's leaving the Tactical Marines idle there for a few seconds, trying to go after the Chimera, but couldn't quite get on it. Assault Marines do not have their melter bomb. Bad place to be for scouts. But the Farseer also went down. Those were warmasterant scouts, and Tactical Marines are getting wrecked here. How did you escape, fellas? 37 hit points, a Dreadnought on the field now for warmasterant. Heavy melee could go after the Chimera if he can catch it. Still no melter bomb for these guys. Big surprise. Chimera needs to get moving. There we go. Just shoot as many las guns as you can at these assault marines. They will eventually die. Trying to get their sergeant now. 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. They've been pretty solid in tier 2 so far. West side, we've got ourselves some Havocs with auto cannons, and that's what they can do. Lord Commissar got close and got turned into little pieces of Lord Commissar, but he's still twitching over there. Here are the Ogrins. It's a lot of stuff for them to deal with not a lot of hit points, but hey, they scare off the CSM. Well done, fellas. I think they wiped out some heretics, did they? No. One of them got away. Here's some tales to tell. His chaotic grandchildren. Tactical Marines escape with one model. Seen a lot of that. Autark trying to sprint after them here. And the Lord General with his melter guns. Note that his Stormtrooper buddies also get melter guns with this upgrade, which is handy. Where are you going? Going to revive? There we go. Farseer is going to get back to her feet, and the Lord General maybe, I think, will level to 3. Don't get as much XP these days for reviving. There we go, did hit level 3. D-cannon on the way for Nightmare. Autark did get the D-cap. Very quick on her feet. A sub-commander with some good support and weapon options. West side is turning red. Havocs are just taking ranger shots with no answer here. Sentinel still going for Yang Wendi. Just got that missile launcher. Oh, are you not going to get away? Did I curse you? He lives. The curse of injured is broken. Dreadnought here now taking bright lance shots. They didn't want any part of this fight. I think they could have just backed away there, but they straight up retreated. There's that inspiration on kill by the Dreadnought. Can really stack those buffs with Space Marines, the battle cry and the power sword. Librarian can do that kind of thing. Leman Russ dropped in by Saint Kelly here. Does not try to push after Dreadnought. There's not a lot of support there for the Leman Russ. You fellas still don't have Thunder and Lightning. What are they waiting for? They're reversed to melter bombs. Red team have this west side kind of locked down. There's a lot of stuff over here. Chaos Lord's done with messing around. Goes for his lightning claws. Powerful power melee weapon. Tearing through the Ogrins pretty effectively there with some help. And might take him out, in fact. Does take him out. Holy crap. Chaos Lord is pissed. Heavy Weapons Squad also taken out. Yang Wendi had a really bad 90 seconds there. Wasn't even there. It was like 20 seconds. Down goes a D cannon. The submarine's trying to tear through stuff. Let the galaxy burn. Setting some guardsmen on fire, as you do. Executioner cannon is in for the Lehman Russ. Right lance shooting at nothing in particular. Oh, we're shooting at a dreadnought. Almost got it down too. What's going on east side? The Imperial Fists are on the run. Well, on the charge. With Stern Guard veterans and some fellas with a missile launcher. By some fellas, of course, I mean tactical marines. Orbs of the Omnissiah for the Techmarine is level 3. They should be able to bash the power pretty fast. Vengeance Strauss loaded in to help with that. That's a pretty fast power bash. Do you have Signum? You do have Signum. I don't think this is true. I don't think Signum armor increases weapon range anymore. Because Melter Gun just got its own weapon range increased. Which is the main reason that thing had a weapon range buff. So you could use it with the Melter Gun. Don't think that's in there anymore. See, Council though are in here. Power melee squad that can jump around and knock stuff over. Have some good passive damage resistance as well. It also applies to them. But I'm not sure what they were thinking. Going in completely alone against an entire Chaos army. And yeah, they lost a hell of a lot of hit points there. It's kind of silly. A little bit by Nightmare. 301, 236. Sometimes that's the case though. When you lose a few units, lose a few engagements, you get a little bit impatient. You don't want to kill stuff. Chaos Lord eats a stomp. This Sentinel's been pretty damn good. Las Cannon trying to get shots in there from warmasterant. Do you have no melter bomb still? Maybe wants to turn those guys into Vanguard veterans and would lose the melter, so just hasn't got it yet. There's guide on some guardsmen from the Farseer, but they just back away and don't actually use it to shoot stuff. Where is that dreadnought? Oh, needs some repairs. Poor bastard. Lehman Russ pushing down the east side. Could get some power bashing done of its own. Guardsmen with plasma guns now to shoot marines a whole lot better. Can it bash power quickly enough? Getting very close to the generators. Oh, it's shooting these guys instead. Can they get a shot off? They can try. Might just hit the generator. No, gets through. And does get a hit. Maybe we should have just kept shooting those plasma gun fellas. Frag missile trying to hit those heretics. And those guys don't like AoE of any kind. Mark of Khorne CSM level 2. Chaos Lord, what level are you? You are level 3. Level 5 Techmarine, level 3 Force Commander does have that power sword. But blue team are really struggling to contest this west side here. Young Wendi hasn't really recovered from those heavy losses they suffered 5 minutes or so ago. They've got their tier 3 groove going, but can they get any units on the field in tier 3? Should they have stayed tier 2 and gone heavy and allowed St. Kelly and Nightmare to get the fancy tier 3 stuff out? There's that levitation field from the gravity blade. Throws those guys aside, but unless you've got stuff to capitalize on that, they're just going to get up and smack you again. Like that. Heretics are there. I like how haphazardly these heretics have been used. No upgrades, but they're getting stuck into fights. I like it. Very Khorne thing to do. These guys are just hanging out. And then they run. There we go. Lehman Russ hits level 2. More Khorne melee going on. Here's the Lord Commissar. What's he got? Got the Power Sword. Got the Bionic Eye. And the Emperor's Wrath. Also gets knocked over. Yeah, if it wasn't clear, Guardsmen cannot stand up to Chaos Space Marines with chain axes. Stomp was missed. Or maybe it hit the model that immediately died. Some good pressure here from NoRealFilter. Seems to be keeping things in reserve to hold the... No, where's the rest of his stuff? Oh, it's all back at base. Needs to get that stuff moving. Autark, look at this. Because NoRealFilter had nothing here, Autark might be able to get that cap. Got some Space Marines shooting her now. East side looks like more power bashing by Raver. Is that another Lima Russ? It is. There's the first one. Coming over here to shoot some guys. But that's a lot of anti-vehicle, holy crap. Mark target, melter gun, missile launcher shot, a plasma cannon shot, and vengeance round stern guard. In fact, 2 missile launcher tactical marines over here. I mean, when you're fighting vehicles, get some missiles. Red team retain the west side. Force commander should be getting sacred standard, I think, if they can. Oh, look, thunder and lightning is in. Not often that you see assault marines. Oh, down goes a Lehman Russ. See assault marines purchased in tier 1 not get their melter bomb until tier 3. Avatar of Cain on the field for Nightmare. That anti-vehicle force of Raver is pretty fearsome. The second Lehman Russ is still up though. See a council chasing off some marines. Can they kill one of these fellas? I don't think so. Red team get their natural VP back. Avatar is not doing anything. He's kind of stuck. There he goes. This guy passively buffs nearby allied units. Pretty fearsome in combat too. There's the Wrath of Cain. Dreadnought having some fun against the Seer Council. And the Assault Marines in there too. Dreadnought is just tearing through them. But is taking shots from a Lehman Russ. Big shots too. I don't think it has the Vanquish. Oh, it does have the Vanquisher. And this thing will beat the Predator tank. Especially with repair support, and especially if the Predator shows rear armor. Look at that damage. That was like 2 shots, I think. Gravity Blade into a waning doom. Somehow he lived. Smack, that guy didn't. That was the sergeant getting cleaved in 2. And that guy goes down. Avatar's certainly making an impact. Helped push back Raver. Where is warmasterant? Also kind of pushed back here. Avatar backs off. Red team trying to retake the west side. A Lehman Russ on the field for Yang Wendi and some Kashyyyk. One of them with grenade launchers, the other ones with no weapon upgrade yet. Trying to get back into the game on this western edge. Bunker going up there. Most likely a repair bunker to help out the Lehman Russ, but it could be a medical one to reinforce those often dying guardsmen. And I mean, Kashyyyk aren't the toughest guys around, but compared to guardsmen, they are not bad. 6 models with about as much hit points as 12 guardsmen have. Lord Commissar tears through some heretics. I'm liking his haphazard, chaotic heretic usage from NoRealFilter. Still has these guys somehow alive, just hanging out. Devastators with a las cannon get caught by a melter Lord General. Oh no! Down goes the Avatar. But minutes after I said he was doing so well. This could be nasty for the Lord General. I think he's going to go all the way. But all those retinue fellas are down. Ripped to shreds. Has to write a whole bunch of letters home now while he heals up a base. Let the Galaxy burn against the Chimera is a bold move by the Chaos Lord. Level 4. That's a time field from this Farseer. And hey, some Chaos Terminators. Not sure what they're trying to do here. Maybe they were trying to melee the Lehman Russ. They just walked straight into a levitation field. The animation of which bugged out there. The Farseer was doing a little jig. Instead of floating, heretics are embracing the fire and they will die in it. There we go. Those Terminators achieved very little and teleported away. But we do have a Predator tank with las cannon trying to chase Lehman Russ. Bit of a missed target there. Killed about 15 guardsmen. One more shot might do it. There it is. And down goes Lehman Russ. St. Kelly could just replace it, I think. Yep. But might be saving up for a Bane Blade. West side is now blue. They have recovered quite well here. And I think they're going to take out this Predator. Oh, maybe not. That's an orbital to try and save it. Is it enough? This is not ideal anti-vehicle weaponry. It's a power weapon from the Autarch on rear armor there, but enough shots and it will get the job done. I guess the Farseer has already used Guide. It survived, you know. 40 hit points on that thing. A heroic Predator tank, 215 to 138. Farseer, did she get away? Oh, she's still in play. Chaos Terminators with lightning claws just taking shots from plasma guns now. Fellas. There we go. Get your cap and teleport away. West side is now very blue. There's that D cannon. Maybe I missed some cool singularities and stuff. But that's what Indrid does. He misses things. 2 D cannons. Even Russ, number 3 on the way for St. Kelly, and this one is still up for Yang Wendi. And that is, I don't know what that is. Is it a repair bunker and it's just too far away? Or is it just a bunker with a bomb on it? I hear a storm, there it is. Global nuke of the Eldar. Very bad news for vehicles, but the Dreadnought somehow escapes. Level 2. And it's staying in melee, and why not? It's doing a good job dealing with the Seer Council on occasion. Might want to turn and engage there. Smack. Stone Guard are going to try to cap, but there's all that disruption. The Assault Marines coming in with some Dreadnought help. Emperor's Wrath. Almost finished off the Dreadnought there. Almost. But here's some Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines with something to say for the Lord Commissar. And Stone Guard will finish the cap. Oh, 2 Leman Russes, pretty fast there for St. Kelly. One of them was most likely dropped in. Plasma Cannon with some friendly fire there, maybe. These guys taking a hell of a lot of damage and go down. Warmasterant took his eyes off those Assault Squad fellas there. And those they fellas must have been level 3 or something. Multi-laser turret. These guys are so bunched up. 1 plasma cannon shot takes out several generations of guardsmen over there. Oh, now they're split up. Another Predator tank getting a las cannon on top for Warmasterant. Whole bunch of red to drop nukes on stuff too. 21537. Red team are running out of VPs here. They were doing so well, kind of mid tier 2 and into the beginning of tier 3. While blue team have recovered. Yang Wendi is now solid on this side with some support from these D cannons. Chaos Terminator is getting in there though. And look how quickly they killed that D cannon. That was crazy. Big push here by the red team. Keeping Garage 2-1 against them. They need to cap this VP. Levitation field. That's an orbital back there. Certainly getting rid of some stuff. I'm not sure if it's going to kill anything. Down goes Leman Russ. Not sure what got that shot there. Maybe those Marines with the missile launcher. Stern Guard are capping. And they do cap faster, much like Tactical Marines. Some friendly fire on the Chaos Terminators there. As you do. Uh-oh. Chaos Space Marines might go down. 50 hit points. Looks like they are going to escape. The Leman Russ did not fire upon them. Seer Council, though, are smacking up a Predator tank. They're trying to. Yang Wendi getting some more Kasuk in. Does have plasma on the second squad here. But they get wrecked by autocannons. And red team have the west side. 205-14. That was a desperation push, and it kind of paid off. But look at these Rangers spoiling their party. Scouts purchased by a Warmasterant just to repair. Couldn't do enough damage to get rid of them there. Autark supported by Seer Council and a heroic Sentinel from Yang Wendi. Look at that, gets them off the VP. 2-1 cap, they're going to get this right here and now, I think. Just by losing natural indeed. Got to look after that natural VP. Scouts can get the job done with their defective bolters that do no damage. Level 5 Lord Commissar. Made a level 6 Farseer with that Arm of the Asuryan and Spirit Stones and stuff. Lord General level 5. Level 5 Chaos Lord. Who did have more heretics at the end. Some very cool chaotic play. Force Con level 6 with that Power Sword. And Raver with a level 6 Techmarine. Was closer than the VPs would suggest. Red team really came back strong there, but blue team able to hold on with some sneaky natural VP caps. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.